Oh, here it is. What ones am I missing? 1 second. We are missing... I don't believe we have Godric, Gryffindor, or McGonagall. No, we do have McGonagall. Okay, so we don't have Godric, Gryffindor, or Helga Hufflepuff. We've got 5 Salazar Slytherins and 2 Ravenclaws, though. We don't have Birdie Bots. No. And we don't have Jacunda Sykes. Or Gilderoy... No, we don't have Gilderoy Lockhart either. Thanks, son? That's a dynamic I regret. I'm meant to be daddy here. That's why I said happy 2022-0, right? Well, I just got it. Oh well, at least we have an official place to store the Chocolate Frog cards now. Also, this is so folded up, I can't even get it to sit properly. We all hate it, Bex. Man, I've come from such a high from like all the hype train stuff, and now I'm just like crushed by all the duplicates. And frankly, I blame Duro and Buzz. They clearly manifested this. They were working against me. It's true, but I gotta throw the masses off occasionally by talking about my right. You do love to do that. I mean, to be fair, if I were a lady, I would too. I would too. A key feature of your personal life. Mm-hmm. I might need to take a break after we finish building this set so I can go get some food as well. I think my blood sugar is crashing. I'm getting hungry. Losing energy. But after this set, I wanna actually finish this thing. I wanna finish something before we get to the 4-hour mark. Oh, I didn't build Harry and Ron. They're both completely recycled. We don't even really need to have a look at them. True, we did look at a bunch of minifigs. That was fun. We've danced a lot. That was alright. A whole bunch of dances, yeah. Some hype trains. You guys finished some hype trains, not me. So, Roy reminded me earlier about the difference between the Dachshund and the sausage dog. Roy, are you still here? You seemed keen to hear that story. It won't let me redeem the CMF thing. There is a cooldown, but it also might be glitched. You might want to do a refresh. Because I would have thought it was probably done by now. Although I'm not a good judge of time. I was trying to change the subject. Yes, I am interested. Okay, good. So I had stories to tell about our trip to the Lego store yesterday. And that's what this is related to. So when Fabasi and I got there, we checked in and then we walked in and we quickly realized it was really, really busy. So Fabasi was feeling a bit tense, so she left and said she'd wait outside, which is fine. And it only got busier from there. There were a lot of people in there and it was so cramped as well. It was really uncomfortable. I persevered. And after a little while, about 15, 20 minutes or so, it quieted down a lot. So Fabasi came back inside. And I'd started going through the build a minifigure station at this point. And Fabasi came and started to help me try and narrow down the torsos and that sort of thing. And at one point we were crouched down and going through the accessories. Oh no, I was going through, I want to say like the torsos or something on the left side. And a little girl stood next to me on my right and started going through the accessories bin. One, two. Whoop. So she started going through the accessories bin. Now she was maybe, I would say like 7, probably no older than 8. She was probably like 6 or 7. And she was like talking to herself and I wasn't really paying attention. But then eventually I realized, no, she's not talking to herself. She's talking to me. And she was just like kind of jibber jabbering, the same way Power Pen tends to do. But she was talking to me. And she was going through the accessories bin that had like baseball bats, tennis rackets, that sort of thing, but also had rats, the Dachshunds, the chickens, and so forth. And I can't remember what made me like actually reply to her, but she said something and I was like, oh yeah, it's cool, isn't it? And she's like, oh, look at this. And she pulled out one of the rats and showed it to me and like sort of shoved it in my face. And I'm like, yeah, the rats are really cool, right? And she was like, yeah, it's cool. And I'm like, oh, you want to see something that's really cute? And I showed her the Dachshunds. And she's like, wow. And I'm like, yeah, look, it's little Dachshunds. She's like, oh, wow, that's so cute. And she's like, where are they? Where did you find those? And I'm like, they're in there. And she was like digging around for them. She's like, I don't see any of the Dachshunds. I see a really, really, really big dog, but there's no Dachshunds. And I'm like, okay, there's no other dogs in there, but okay. And I'm like, yeah, there's a Dachshund right there. And I like reached in and picked it out. And I'm like, there you go, there's a Dachshund. And she's like, oh my God, wow, you found it so easily. And I'm like, oh, well, I could just see it there. And then she kept like digging around in there and she's just jibber jabbering. And she pulls out her hand and goes, oh no, look what happened to me. And she had a lasso piece like wrapped around her finger, like pushed way down here. She's like, look, it got stuck on me. And I was like laughing, like feigning humor, like, haha, oh no, you'll have to pull it off. And she was like, it won't come off. And I'm like, oh no, it's stuck forever. And then she's like, can you pull it off for me? So I'm like, okay. So I just pull it off. It's really easy to pull off. And she's like, oh my God, how was that so easy for you? I'm like, oh, I just know the tricks or something like that. And she's like, yeah, you're really smart or something. And then she was like, oh, I found a weird looking dog. And then she pulls out one of the chickens. So she pulls out a chicken and I'm like, oh, that's not a dog. And she's like, I was checking you or something. And then she's like, there are snakes in here. Yeah, there are big snakes. And she goes, it's Voldemort's snake. And I said, yeah, it actually is Voldemort's snake. It's Nagini. And she's like, does it have a name? And I said, yep, it's called Nagini. And she's like, wow, I didn't know it had a name. There's so many snakes in here. But here's the best part. She goes, why are there so many laptops in here? And she pulls out like a handful and she's like, there's like 8 laptops here. Why would you ever need 8 laptops? And I'm like, well, I had a flashback to when Fabasi had been here days before. So in my mind, I'm picturing the many laptops that we found stored in the garage that I was saying we need to get rid of. And I'm just thinking like, yep, I've got a lot of laptops too. So I said to her, and I knew Fabasi would have been thinking the same thing. So I said to her, one day when you're older, you'll understand how you can come to have so many laptops. And she goes, yeah. And I still need to go through puberty too, which is like, no thank you. So Fabasi and I just look at each other and we're both just like... Like, what the hell do we say to that? This is a 7-year-old, and I'm just saying, when you're older, you'll understand how you can come to have so many laptops. And she goes, and I still have to go through puberty too. Which is like, no, thank you. I was speechless. I had no idea what to say to her. No idea. So I just left that one. And I honestly can't remember much after that. Because then she like just showed me a couple of other pieces. Oh no, after that actually, thankfully no, her brother changed the subject. I think she actually may have been a twin herself because her brother looked about the exact same age and looked really similar to her. But her twin like handed her one of the rat pieces and he's like, oh, look at this, whatever her name is, Chloe or something. And she's like, yeah, I've already seen the mouse. And he goes, yeah, it looks like you. And I just said, well, that's not a very nice thing to say. And then he was like, just like laughing and ran off. And then there was not much else to it after that. She just said, she was going now, see you later. So she's like, okay, I'm going now, see ya. And then she ran away. And this was very shortly after the puberty statement. So for basic, it was so cute. It was so cute to be a little kid and just strike up a conversation with some random adult like that. So innocent and so adorable, but then I still have to go through puberty, and that's like, no thank you. Maybe she did just watch Inside Out. That's a good point. It was just so out of left field. Like, she's just being a kid, like, stuffing around with the Lego pieces and, like, showing me the animals and stuff like that. And then she hits me with, I still have to go through puberty. I'm glad I didn't say anything, because what was I going to say? Like, yeah, I guess so. Like, for Basie, did we say anything directly in response to that? I don't think we did, but maybe you can remember better. We lost it. I mean, she's not wrong, no, I guess, but we lost it. It was amazing. What an amazing moment. As someone said in the chat, kids say the darndest things. Yeah, I think we might have just laughed awkwardly. I'm glad we had that experience though at the Lego